Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division in the Safari Sunrise Tournament. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content. Last but not least, get the best tournament text guides on the market by getting the ultimate tournament text guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link in the description down below. This is going to be a tournament that is going to be tougher. Sure, we do have hole 4 and hole 8 where in my opinion it's going to be must, especially hole 8 where we can go for green. Use the info box on the right hand side to follow me through my adjustment in this playthrough. 10% over adjustment for the drive, as you can see there, then minus 10% for the second shot. Obviously the elevation won't be the same, but there you can read about the first shot, second shot, and you do have the club and the ball that I do suggest you to use. In the end, if you do have any questions, let me know in the comment section below or send us an email. Don't forget to hit thumbs up as well. So let's go to hole number 1. So for hole number 1 here in Expert, we are going to go on the left hand side, and you're gonna notice why in just a bit. 6 bars top spin, and we're going to go with the blue ring by the rough line, and please, we're gonna take a look at that as well. Now when you see me adjusting maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, you notice that I go into overpower. And therefore I'm going to add the 1 ring overpower that it's shown that we needed, because we want to get it down to approximately 370 yards. Let's take a look at this drive again, because this is important. When you are playing this hole, you can play it with basically whatever driver you might have. Look at the ball guideline, that's the key, because if you're playing with an extra mile, or you're maybe playing with a different level apocalypse, like 7 or 8 or maybe 4, then you will have a different type of position with your rings, because the accuracy is different. And I think it's a very valuable lesson there to just look at the ball guideline instead, to try to get the same type of feeling of where it's going to get. Second shot is going to be a sniper rough bump, and you can see that the wind is a very favorable one. And now I'm looking to box myself in with the red ring to the left and the red ring to the right, and from here I'm going to apply spin, and I'm going to use spin that goes through the hole pretty hefty, approximately 2 green squares. If I don't do that, I'm going to most likely fall short. 1.5 bar side spin to the left to compensate obviously for the direction, and that could sometimes be 1 bar right spin, it could sometimes be 3 or 4 bars left spin, depending on how far or short I'm going with my drive. I'm adjusting 7 rings for 7.3 miles per hour, and then I'm going to take my shot, and you're gonna see we bounce nicely into the rough, and we roll, and we come in a little bit too hot though in my opinion, but we still get that ball to drop. And that's the beauty with that type of shot, that even if we come in a bit too hot, we're still going to manage to get that ball to drop. We needed, however, though, 1 or 2 I would say 1 extra decimal there, because we are a little bit too much to the left. So once again, 7 rings for 7.3 miles per hour with the setup that we did have there. As it's not a linear hole, we are going to have to judge based on minimum and maximum position on our wood club to get that one to drop all the time. Good chance, and I choose left side on hole number 1. For hole number 2 here in Expert, we're going to play with 3.5 bar top spin and as much side spin to the right possible. Here I'm playing with the extra mile level 9, which means that I'm going to start in plus 8 yard mark. For those of you playing with the extra mile level 8, you're gonna play this one at plus 10 yard mark. That's gonna be your starting point. And then we do adjust max plus 10 using then 5 rings of overpower with slight curl to the right. I would like us to go with a little bit more than the ball outside to the right. And the thing that's gonna happen here now is that we're gonna position ourselves nicely on the fairway. The more up to the top right that we will come, the better it's going to be. And that's very important. Those of you playing with the 240 yard drivers, like a Pockets level 5 plus, don't use as much overpower as I showed there. as you will have more distance, then it would be enough to play with approximately 4 rings of overpower instead. Second shot is just going to be a transportation shot to the pin. Here I'm using 1 bar topspin, and really we don't really need 1 bar topspin here. I'm also using as much left spin possible, but the only thing that I'm thinking about here is to give myself as easy time possible to get over the bunker and get to the pin. I'm using curl to the left as well, and you can see that I'm definitely overusing the curl. Speed wise it's not coming in too bad, but at the same time a little bit too much curl. But with headwind on this hole for expert, it's gonna be played very tough, and I do believe we're gonna see way more birdies than we're gonna see albatrosses on hole number 2. 20% over adjustment for the second shot, and we'll play maximum distance numbers. So for hole number 3, we are going to start by using 2 bars of backspin and max side spin to the right in +3 yard mark. More importantly, 4th ring by the rough line there to the right with the ball guideline to the hole. After that, we are going to add 3 bars of backspin, so we are going slightly short. The reason we're going to do that is due to the fact that we do not want to come in too hot here, which is going to be very easy to do if we do adjust with only 2 bars of backspin. We adjust for maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment, and then it's time to take our shot. The ball is then going to bounce on the fairway, and we get it down here, and it comes in once again a little bit too hot, but in the end we need to get it more to the right as well. Very important hole in my opinion, as it's going to be a good opportunity. 10% over adjustment, maximum distance, which is equal 1 to 1 plus 1. Have in mind when it comes to the position with your sniper, if you do play with another sniper that is not level 10, make sure to check what difference in terms of power you have, in terms of yardage, because then you're going to have a different plus yardage to start with. Now for hole number 4, we're gonna play the first hole where I'm actually gonna say to you that this is an absolute must eagle. 4.5 bar topspin, as much side spin to the left possible. You may be wondering, why do I only play with 4.5 bar topspin? That is to generalize it. And what I mean with generalize it is that we do have players that play expert, that play with clubs that is not drivers with 6 bars of topspin. Extra mile 7, 6, 5. There is those with force hammer in the low level as well. And I wanted that to be, this be a route where you can easily get an eagle with whatever club you might be playing with. 10% over adjustment, maximum distance is what we're going to play. We're not gonna push up once we're done. We're just gonna take the shot and then be very focused on the yardage that we're gonna have. 352 yard mark. Second shot is going to be played without elevation, and for those of you that are looking for slider adjustment, I'm playing with 34% slider here, and the 34% slider is going to be approximately medium distance, and then we remove approximately 3 decimals to our adjustment. It's going to be different from wind strength and stuff like that, but 34% slider. No elevation whatsoever, and I play with the Thorn. That's my club, and you know, obviously you can play with the Hornet or Falcon, whatever you feel comfortable with. The fact is, or the thing that we do need to have in mind, is that this must be an eagle. We get this ball to bounce and it rolls in right side of cup, which means that we should maybe apply this one 36 or 38% instead, to give ourselves a little bit more adjustment, so we're not risking missing right side cup. But nonetheless, an eagle, and we're gonna go through hole number 4 with a good feeling. For hole number 5, now we're gonna play one of my least favorite par 3s in the whole game, and just to be honest about it, because I don't enjoy it, but I'm gonna play the rough bump, and I'm gonna play with a Win 5 Power 1 side spin 3 ball. So it's not the ball that is suggested in the info box, but the reason the carnival ball is there is due to the fact that I don't have any pictures of those type of balls. I have them, but I forgot where I put them. That's, you know, the answer to that. The thing is though, is that we are going to aim with 3.2 topspin and as much side spin to the right possible. Then we have the top of the red ring by the rough line, and we then have the ball guideline pointing towards the hole. We are going to play minimum distance with a 5% over adjustment, and you can see that we're gonna come in with a nice speed and distance. And you could see there as well that we missed left hand side, and what that makes is that we did like over adjust in terms of direction, but speed was correct. So if you are a bit looking closely here, you're seeing that our first bounce is higher up than our intended landing spot, which means that we do get enough distance, but direction wise it's gonna be like we're not getting it correct. So the thing that we're gonna do is that we're gonna play this one with a pretty heavy pull angle 1201, and that means that we're gonna, instead of pulling it more to the left, we're gonna pull it further back instead, which means that we're gonna get a different type of direction when we are going towards the pin. So heavy pull angle 1201 is something that I think is going to be key here to make this ball come in with a nice little taste there towards the pin. And you know what, like if we get on hole in one, hole 5, I will freaking take that all day and every day. For hole number 6, ladies and gentlemen, here I would strongly recommend you to play with an Apocalypse level 3+, because then you do have 6 bars of topspin and you do also have a plenty amount of curl. And we are going to look for the red ring here in terms of our starting position. Top right of the red ring by the rough line, with the ball guideline basically pointing at the left side of the bunker when spin is added. And that is a little bit too much to the right in my opinion, so move that one out to get a bit more distance to compensate for the headwind here. You can see that we are playing with a power 3 ball and side spin 3 ball, which is a kingmaker. The side spin 3 is not as necessary as we might want to portray it as, and then we do get it nicely over to the fairway here using 6 topspin, max side spin right, and we're playing 20% over adjustment medium distance club, because as you can see there, we're not even near close maximum distance. We're gonna play medium distance, but make sure that you're not too far to the left with your position, with your drive, because then you will have an issue, especially with a great left, that you will go into the rough on the left. I would highly suggest you to play with a dead ball, which is a wing 3, power 4, side spin 2 ball, a type like that, or a Kingmaker X or something, together with a Cataclysm. Not so much for the drive. Second shot. Look, we do have an absolute dead on straight headwind, and now playing with the sniper, we're gonna go in between clubs. That's just how it's going to be. So you have a decision to make. You can play with a sniper, being prepared that you will have to go with overpower, especially if you cannot use more than 6 bar topspin for your drive. Sure, those of you playing with Apocalypse level 7 or level 8 or even level 6 will get more distance, and then sniper would make more sense. But as a general thing here, I would say Cataclysm would be the club to play with to give ourselves the distance with a power 4 balls. We do not have to overpower either the drive or the second shot. No elevation whatsoever for the second shot, and this is going to be a difficult one with a major advantage for those of you playing with superior clubs. For hole number 7, the final of the par 3, but also a really tough one. I'm not expecting to see many hole-in-ones here, because first and foremost, it's a very inconsistent hole and it has a massive elevation drop. So the thing that I want you to do is to play with a wind 5 ball to reduce the wind and therefore reduce the amount of push the secondary, the wind is gonna have after it hits the ground for the first time. 4 bars of backspin. You see I'm playing 2 bars of a left spin, and now I'm playing this one medium distance with a 45% over adjustment. But the thing that I would like you to have in mind here, that we should, to make it a bit easier, play it maximum distance with a 40% over adjustment here, and using the 2 bars of left spin will go too much left. So the thing that I would like you to do is to change to play 1.5 bar side spin to the left instead. Speed wise, we're coming in perfectly with the 4 bars of backspin. So summarize: red ring to to the right by the rough line, and then we add spin with 1.5 bar side spin left and 4 bars of backspin, maximum distance with a 40% over adjustment power 2 ball settings. And we were gonna be around the hole. I'm not expecting many hole-in-ones here, but if we get one, super bonus. For hole number 8, we are going for green, ladies and gentlemen. So this is going to be a must eagle. You might wondering, why do I use a ghost ball to have as much wind? We could play with a berserker ball or a stealth ball and still be able to go for green. The reason I use a ghost ball and a wind 0 power 5 ball is because I do want to stay away from overpower. Use a driver with 240 yards of power if possible, Apocalypse level 5 plus. Obviously any other driver will work as well. We are using 3.5 bar topspin, and I'm also using side spin to the right here to kick the ball back from once it does hits the ground, because then the wind is going to push left when we want to counteract and bound and then kick right. Maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment. We're going to push our club up to max after that, and then just a normal shot. 13 miles per hour in my opinion would equal 3 bars of topspin instead of 3.5. I would go 3.5 bar topspin when having 12.5, and then I would basically reduce half a bar per every. I would reduce 0.1 topspin for every 0.1 miles per hour. That is the structure that I will be going for, at least as a start, but that will take myself easy time to the green instead of having to use overpower sometimes with a berserker, or a lot of overpower with a stealth ball, which is, you know, a wind 3 power 5. Last but not least, we're gonna play hole number 9, and here we're gonna use the driver with the most distance and topspin possible. But instead of using max topspin here, I would like us to play with 6 bars of topspin to get into the same type of area all the time. So 6 bars of topspin, max side spin right, adjust max plus 10, then we push up our club into max. You can hit bad great left, bad great right, you're not gonna get into the rough anyway. If you do want to hit a bad great to any direction, you do want to hit it to the right hand side, as that will take you closer to the pin. A very simple drive here as a start on hole number 9. Second shot is going to be a rough bump, and here we're gonna play with the sniper. You can see that we are very close to medium distance of our club, and in my opinion here, if you have a lower level sniper, you're gonna still have no issues to reach, so you don't have to steer yourself blind on the sniper level 10. Half of the red ring outside the rough, ball guideline to the hole, no spin, and I want to have the ball guideline slightly through the hole as well, so we're not gonna come short. Then we're gonna adjust medium distance minus 10%, which means that we're playing an under adjustment just meant due to the slight uphill approach, and that under adjustment is money, and I can't take credit for that myself, as it was a dear follower of mine that recommended that, and you know, we dropped it directly, and that's why we're gonna change to minus 10% instead of the no elevation that has been suggested before. So drop that one from the Albatross. It's gonna be a massive tiebreaker boost when it comes to this tournament on here with hole number 9. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Expert Division with the tournament Wind. Make sure that you do hit the thumbs up if you enjoy the content, and please, if you do have any questions, go to golfclashtommy.com and fill in the contact form and send us an email, or you go to the comment section below and you make a comment. We are here to help, and obviously there is, you know, a lot of aspects. We are very early into the tournament as well, so all of those factors we need to think about when we are looking at the ways of playing here. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and good luck in the Safari Sunrise Tournament.